Hello, this is Ankit Alex Sansa. You are 15 CS258 and I'm making this video for the fourth experiment of C Sharp. The aim of this experiment is to get familiar with the regular expressions, and I have to do that by making an email abstraction program. So what it does is it accepts text as a string text, and it extracts emails from the text, and then does the following operations. So first of all, so for to do that, I have made this program. So first of all, is I will get the mail, that is from the input string, that is text. We will get all the emails which are in the email format. So we can do that by using regex. So regex is a part of system.text regular expression, which when given a pattern, it analyzes the pattern, and according to the pattern extracts the streams from the text. So for example, here we have defined regular expression, and using this regular expression we will find all the text which matches this pattern, and it returns a array which is of a match collection. Returns a collection of match strings in match collection. So what I've done is I have stored it in match, and finally I have printed that out. So this is the first part of regular expression. Next is there are few operations that we have done. For example, email addresses with prefixes AB. So for example, in here I have shown in the regular expression. So let me explain how this works. Is first of all, for AB, this is tell that it first when it starts to the email address will start with AB, then there could be any number, any letter or any uppercase letter. Then there should be an @. Then there should be then there can be any A to Z, any word of A to Z. Then there should be dot. Then there could only be com, edu, or n. And these are the email addresses which will be accepted. So for last one, we didn't had AB. Now I have just added an AB prefixes. So it will just select the emails which have AB as prefixes. Next is starting ending with gmail.com. So similarly to that, here I have said after any A to Z can be accepted, but here I am just accepting Gmail. So now only the email addresses containing Gmail will be extracted from the text. Next is edu and com. So that is for that what I've done is in the first one I have made all the extracted all the emails and then added into a list of emails. And just using that list of emails, what I am doing is just replacing edu with com. So we get our desired outputs. Next is to replace the vowels. For that also I have just for this I have used a string builder. So what I've done is, like, while extracting I have built a string builder which contains all the email addresses, and just convert replace all the vowels, that is all the vowels in the string builder with any character which is inputted by the user. For that also I have used regex, and to replace it I have used pattern.replace. So what it does is this defined pattern will find any a, I, a, u, that is any vowels, and whenever a vowel is found it will just implement this. Okay. So it will, what it will do is it will first go through all the strings and then replace A I O U with ch. That's it. For finding duplicate, again I have used regex. So for this I have made the connection. For this I have used the matches. So if matches, that is text, does the text have any and sorry, that is any of the emails is repeated again, that so that would be, the count will become 2, so we will know that it is a duplicate. Next is to find the last occurrence of any repeating characters for the same. So I have used the same matches functions and just done that, and just printed out the last index of that particular character. Last and then there is also first occurrence. It's the same thing. Just find the repeated thing. Sorry, just take the input as character, whichever character we want to find the first occurrence, and just print out first occurrence by using index of command. Now, next is if a particular string contains ed, some string ed inside that. So for that, what I've done is just made another pattern. Yeah, just made used matches. So whenever, if m dot string contains ed, then the count will increase. So if the count is greater than 1, then we know that the m contains ed, and we just print that. And finally, that's all the functions and the regex. Finally, these are the functions we have used in regex. So finally, just let's try to run this. So I'll just call those functionality which I have implemented there. It takes a while because I'm building it for the first time. After a while. As you can see, first the input text is here, as you can see, DGF, ABC, these are the input texts. And finally what it does is that it extracts all the email addresses, then it finds the with ABI prefixes, then with gmail.coms, then it converts from edu to, so as you can see, some of them are edu, it converts this edu to .coms, then finally it just replaces the vowels. Sorry, it's asking me to replace enter a character to replace the vowels. Select TT. So as you can see, before that, so all the T's have been, all the vowels have been replaced by T. As you can see, there were A, E, T, T, A, B, C, D, all the T. Finally, they are this is returning all the email that were duplicate, that were repeated again. And finally the last occurrence, and first occurrence, and finally whichever it contains ED. So there is ED not inside. So that's it. This shows that the command. Thank you for watching.